Greetings, welcome to Not for the Meek. We start off again today about we're just talking about Kanye West, about how he's worth $400 million now. What do you say to that, agitator?
Go ahead, Duano.
What do you say to that? So they saying that Kanye West is worth 400 million, and you were saying how much is that is liquid?
You know what? Can you pause so I can go grab my headset?
Oh,
I forgot my headset.
oh. Hold on. Let's do this right here. Hold on. Took that quick pause to get things situated, technical stuff. All right. As you were saying, well, as I was saying about Kanye worth 400 mil, and how much of that is liquid, and I do believe that liquidity would be what he had in Chase Bank, the $150 million. Everything else is tied up in assets, property, and he has that ranch near property. So,
Yeah, so I don't know how much of that is liquid, but if they have have started economical warfare against them, hey, come get your 140, 150 million out of Chase. You have 30, 45 days. Bank of America say, nah, we're not interested. Charles Schwab, and then he's on there. You have so much money, but you don't even have access to it. You've been frozen out of everything. So, but then here's the biggest problem. This is what some people in the group don't understand. You no longer have distribution.
Exactly.
But
that's exactly what I told you. These people control the distribution. These people control the where it's going to be at. You know what I'm saying? They doing all the logistics. I mean, he got to do all that from jump. He got to start off all scratch. What he should have done is not try to save these niggas like what you talk about for all these years. Left that shit alone like that, and which got his bag and then got started off somewhere else. He should have started off his stuff somewhere else, come out with a new product. I mean, he's such a genius and everything. He's always creating to create some new stuff and everything, and then come and bring that out with your own stuff.
But if you're not a businessman, a lot of times when you pay attention to a lot of these people and what they're talking about, a lot of our scholars and a lot of the people these speakers today, they're not business people. How you have 145 with $500 million and you don't know business? That's the problem. What he should have did what I did. I started my own factory.
Yes.
That's what you do. I started manufacturing and bought the machines. And well, you know what? I didn't even go to school.
You know, I actually, and everything like that.
I had no course.
Man, last time he told me you was taking a class on how to do some sewing and stuff like that.
A buddy of mine that I grew up with. I went over I told him, I said, hey, this is what I want to do. He went to school, and what he showed me was like some basic. What he showed me is like it's not even a fraction. It was so small. Yeah. It was more theory than anything.
Yeah.
Not only did I bought the machine, started the factory before I even knew how to sew. I'm trying to do a little adjustment out there. Before I even knew how to sew. So to me, what he should have did was started his own factory. And that's what we have to do. We have to start our own businesses. We have to be producers. And that's our problem. We don't produce anything. We don't produce anything. And that's our problem.
One of your lovely employees.
Yeah, she was. Bajo todos los días para algo que no sé. Nada, tengo video. Pero como todos los días allá. Está bien, tráeme llave. Tráeme huevos. Tráeme huevos. Hello? Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. Not a problem, sir.
Yeah. So I know you can, but that's the problem right there is we don't produce anything at all.
Exactly.
At all. At all. Nothing we produce.
Mm-hmm.
Produce. So when I go out here and I say to myself, you know what? I'm gonna open up a factory and make my own stuff.
Yeah. Did you see Russell Simmons and his
Mm-hmm.
commentary on the situation?
You know what I saw different? I think the clip was a lot longer than the clip was a lot longer than the first one was like 8 minutes, and he was talking about. Yeah, I saw. To answer your question, yeah, I saw it.
So he was like in a like he's sitting in the Caribbean somewhere in a villa, and he was talking about
He's in
how when
Bali.
he's where in Bali.
In Bali,
Oh wow, he really
Indonesia.
he
Indonesia.
really bounced on America.
Yep.
Because he had some charges coming
Well,
up on him and everything like that. They was making some accusations. Like I'm out of here. That brother's smart. You know, he come from an old neighborhood. You know that, right? Like, you know, I come from Hollis.
uh,
So you're a smart motherfucker. But anyway, so he was talking about how Run DMC saved Adidas. How they were pivoting on going out of business, and then he made a deal with them, and Run DMC made their My Adidas, so they started making those shell top Adidas and giving a percentage to Run DMC, and he saw the value that that they have, you know, saying dealing with their fan base, and and Adidas made money off of them. So he was talking about how, you know, there was only the main people and everything, you know, Adidas and Nike and everything like that. So then they sold off, they cashed out or something like that, and he started Fat Farm or whatever like that. And and was doing their own thing, and then they sold that or whatever. So I know firsthand. I went to Fat Farm, Esco, Fubu. I went to their offices and everything like that. And let me tell you something. In Fat Farm, you knew that our people was up in there. They were doing their thing. But
But what you
Esco,
mean? What do you mean? What do you mean doing that thing?
because the head brother, the head person was a person of color. And when you go to
Cerrar la porta, por favor. Cerrar la porta, por favor.
and when you go over to Esco and Fubu, there was an old Jew in the back room smoking his cigar and everything like that, hollering on the phone with distributors or whatever he was talking to, you know?
But watch this. Let me ask you the question.
Mm-hmm.
And you said Fat Farm?
Fat Farm, yes. Which
Fat Farm.
that's Russell.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's Russell Simmons.
Right.
Yeah.
But Fat Farm, he didn't manufacture.
Oh, which they had somebody else to manufacture, yes, but most of them do.
No, you're right, because what he does is what you let me tell you what you went off into. You went off into a you went off into a a a, a it's like a that's what they do, they samples.
Yeah, yeah.
They make the samples there.
Exactly.
They do all of they do the designs and they make the samples.
Exactly. So this like I
So when you
work.
went in there, you saw them. That's what you saw.
Yeah,
Go ahead, go
which
ahead,
the
go ahead, go ahead
samples
and
is
talk.
right there. The samples is there, and then then they ship it off to China or wherever country and everything, and they do the manufacturing. But they're creating the designs right there.
Right.
It's like I worked with another gentleman that I helped him do a show at the Pennsylvania Hotel, and man, we lugged all these racks of clothes. We filled up a whole room, man. I mean, the room was bigger than my damn house, man. I mean, two large rooms and everything like that, just for showings. And people come by, People show the samples. They say, yo, I'll buy that sample. I'll buy that. And then next you know, it goes on to another country. It gets manufactured to come back here. That's how it works.
Okay. But they don't manufacture. And that's the problem.
Yes. And you're
When you don't make,
manufacturing in
go ahead,
Colombia.
go ahead, go ahead.
You're
go ahead.
manufacturing in Colombia.
Right.
Yes. So we need these people to go ahead and get some deals, contracts with you and anything like that so you can manufacture. And if anything, you expand your factory.
They're not, because they don't see the value.
They don't see the value.
Doing something, go ahead. Yeah, you don't even, you think there's value in black clothing lines? You think
Of
there's
course there
value?
is.
Where?
There's value in it, because black people promoted and I doubt if they even created. Somebody else designed the clothes for.
Let me tell you. Let me say something. I can give you several names.
Okay.
And several black clothing lines and white clothing lines.
Mm-hmm.
And you can travel around the United States alone.
Yeah.
And 99.8% of 0.9% of blacks that you see are going to have on white brands.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no value in anything that's black American owned.
No, it's no value
because
in letting them know that you own it.
Go ahead.
There's no value in them knowing that you own it. You just go ahead and do it.
What? No, we don't see value in anything that's black.
Uh-huh.
We have to see value in our stuff.
Yes.
And the reason why a lot of our stuff is so expensive is because we're paying other people to manufacture it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Oh, this piece is, some people may get it at a good rate, but when you're getting it made in the US, oh no, you paying. Mm-hmm. The average sewing per hour is like $20 to $25 an hour, and that's low end, where you are.
Yes.
I know Texas. Just imagine sewing a t-shirt for a person that's doing it is getting paid $20 an hour to sew a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. So we don't see value in anything that we do, and that's our fault. But then the people that do manufacture the stuff, and I'm sorry, the people that do have the clothing brands, they go buy it from China, or mainly China, and they'll get blanks, and they'll sew their brand on the inside, or they'll screen print it, or heat press their brand on the inside. Uh-huh. But then too, I mean, they can survive doing that, a lot of them. But the majority of people, they buy wholesale, and then they set up boutique stores online, and then they sell, they retail. Yeah. This is us that's doing this. As our thinking, we're thinking small. We don't think that we could do anything on a grand scale. Nope. This is the problem. Mm-hmm. Manufacturing, production. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. When I opened up this factory, there was no blueprint. There was no YouTube to go to. Yeah. There was no books to read. Mm-hmm. There was none whatsoever. Everything I had to do, I didn't know I got out of frame. Everything I had to do, I had to learn this on my own. Mm-hmm. I go to YouTube, starting the manufacturing, and I always went to starting your clothing brand. Where to buy blanks? Mm. I'm like, man, I have to do this from the ground floor. I have to ask questions, and I have to, my God. There was nowhere to information on manufacturing, nowhere. Yeah. When you start the manufacturing, you just have to learn as you go. And remember, I didn't go to school for this. Mm-hmm. I started the factory before I even knew how to sew. Mm-hmm. I just had a vision. I had a vision that I could do it, and that I saw something that needed to be done. Exactly. So that's why I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But then if like I say, if we don't see any value in anything, if it's black, there is no value.
Well, that goes
If
back to
we,
the mentality
yeah,
of the people.
yeah, it's so marginalized thinking. The thinking, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
man, why can't you do? We can do greater things. But then here, that the conversation we had the other day was about um, what were we talking about? We were talking about. God, I kind of lost my track, my lost my thoughts there. But no, but I started this, and now I'm looking into distribution. You know, I'm working with some like boutiques
Mm-hmm.
and some stores to distribute,
Yes.
and wholesale. So
Mm-hmm.
actually, I'm manufacturing, I'm shipping, they're wholesaling.
Yes.
And there was no loans for this. I'm here to tell us no loans. There's nobody giving me, hold on, not so much as I didn't even waste time going to a,
Go to a bank.
and I already knew the average person, no, I didn't go to no bank for this.
You didn't waste time going to a bank.
I use my landscaping and remodeling bit. What now?
Yeah, you didn't waste time going to a bank.
Waste time going to a bank. Here you're a
Mm-hmm.
black American man. You talking about manufacturing? Well, do we have any experience in it or no? And do you know how to sew? No.
Uh-huh.
You want us to loan you some money on a hope and a dream and a wish?
Exactly.
Well, no. I'm gonna bet on me, and I'm gonna use my resources
Uh-huh.
to open it up, and I'll learn as I go.
Yeah.
I will learn as I go because
Mm-hmm.
nobody. I realize that nobody's gonna give me the information. Let me tell you something. I'll run into people that's in this business, and they ain't giving you nothing. They ain't telling you nothing. They went to school for this.
Yeah.
They went to school. They don't have a factory. They don't have industrial machinery,
They
and they
have the
went to
design.
school.
They have
They have the know-how. They can do everything,
yeah.
but they don't have they. How you open up a factory? You didn't go to school for it.
Yeah.
How did what? This doesn't make sense.
Mm,
You didn't even go to school for this.
exactly.
And I went to school, but you want me to help you, and I went to school for this, and I paid. But you want me something. You want me to help you. Yeah, we could
Mm,
partner on this. We could make this happen. No, nigga, we're not
mm,
helping you. We're not gonna help you. And trust
exactly.
me, let me tell you something. None of them. Talk to them. You crickets,
Mm-hmm.
crickets.
I've even
I did
seen a guy. He's doing some manufacturing, but I mean, what he's doing. He's just buying the blanks. You know, the shirts and
well.
the
He's not
hats and everything.
manufacturing.
Well,
He's not
he has
manufacturing.
his own little clothing thing he's
He
doing.
calls it. Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Because whenever I hear someone, I'm manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
You manufacturing. Okay, then you go look at what they're doing. You're not manufacturing. Oh shucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. What you're doing is you're buying blanks
Yeah.
and you're putting your brand on it.
Yeah.
You can make some money doing it, but it's not manufacturing. Like, I can tell you that. I can tell
Uh,
you that right now. It ain't manufacturing.
they ain't put it together from scratch.
They're not putting it together from
You're
scratch.
taking the sheet of material and cutting it and putting it together, all that, and then
Sizing,
yep, sizing it,
or
everything.
they call it scaling or grading or
Exactly.
grading.
Mm-hmm.
And,
They're not
it's
doing that.
doing a lot of
So
and
what you
doing a
so I
lot
mean
and doing it.
you could
Go
go
ahead.
ahead and make blanks. You go ahead and sell the
Yeah, I
blanks
can't.
to them.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can if they will
uh,
buy it. I'm not
uh,
Chinese.
uh,
Like I was telling you the other day, I know guys with stores. They won't even order samples.
uh,
If now and when I talk to some of the guys, they're like, so where you so who they it takes almost 10 times, like 4 or 5 times for them to register. that no, who's doing it for you? You get it done out of China? No, I own the factory. Well, how did they ship to you? And who does? No, I own. It takes 4 times for it to register thought process. No, it's mine. The machines are mine. The worker, and I pay the rent and I pay the overhead.
Yeah. What maybe we need Kanye to hear this. For it to anybody see this that knows Kanye, share it with him. Or Kanye, if you come across it yourself, reach out and act like that and get your hook up and start doing your stuff from scratch. Start into manufacturing your product.
If you hashtag Black owned clothing factory, more than likely I'm gonna pop up.
Yeah.
That lets you know that it's nobody else. Hashtag Black owned clothing manufacturer. If I did it right, I'm gonna pop up.
Yes.
There's no other. There is no other. And when I hear there's another, I'm like, well, hey, good, bro. Well, what you doing? I'm like, that's not. Look, I even create designs, like new designs. Now my background, yeah, I'm an artist, so that helps. But I had to learn this, and I'm still learning. Go ahead.
Factory 555 on Instagram and Facebook. Check them out.
No, Instagram is factory _ 555. Okay. And I was gonna try to still trying to work. You know, I'm not tech savvy. I'm not tech website. I changed my old website from Ray Coleman Clothing to Factory 555. Factory 555.com, but we're still building it because we're going off into more of a wholesale distribution concept as opposed to the Ray Coleman Clothing. It was more like, well, that's my brand. I'm like, well, and one of my buddies was like, hey, Ron, nobody names a factory after themselves. I said, oh, okay, so I changed the name. Yeah. So I changed the name, so I had to have that website up and going. Then I had to change the name. And oh my God, changing from one website to another and rebuilding it with all new products and brands, and then you're already out there as a factory, and then somebody click on your Instagram or your Facebook or your social media presence, and the first thing they say is, oh my God, you don't have a website. You can't be legit. No, you non-thinking entity. I've changed it from the original one. It's being redone. Yeah. Who are the most critical people on earth that are last place are the most critical, shall I say? Yeah. You don't understand. I'm redoing the whole concept. But wait a minute. I'm doing something that the collective as a Black American is not South America, Central America, North America, the Caribbeans. You'll see dress shops. But you won't see manufacturing.
Yeah, maybe you want to you're breaking.
I'm serious, you will not see it.
You're pausing and stuff like that. I don't know if you want to go ahead. Your internet down there is bad. Maybe you might want to just put on your take down the camera and everything so we can just hear you clearly. I mean, that's it.
Do what now?
Because you're breaking up a little bit. Like what you said, it breaks up and everything like that.
Oh.
So I'm thinking you're using up too much bandwidth doing the
video. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what to do on that. So
it's all right.
Is it still breaking up?
What's that? It's a little bit better now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But you know.
Yeah, so what I was saying was.
Go ahead.
What I was saying was, so you know, and then I've had challenges. I had one guy tell me. He said, "I ship containers. You're not even on my level." And he's right. I'm not. I'm not on your level. Because I can manufacture and full up containers. Yes. That you buy, nigga. The hate is real. The hate that I get.
Well,
You
these are some
us,
people that were that don't
us.
even. I never one time I told a chick, I said, "Yo, let's why don't you start a business and everything like that?" She was like, "Oh no, that sounds like that's too much work. That's too much work." Just like the other day, I don't know if I told you, but I was out, man. I had to call up what are these clowns? What's what the hell are they? It's your accounting software.
Mm-hmm.
QuickBooks. I call up QuickBooks and everything because they messed up some of the tax withholdings and everything, and they weren't submitting the reports. And then the lady's telling me, "Oh, you don't have in the such and such number and everything like that for the tax filing and everything like that." And I'm like, "Yo," I read it all to her. It says right there, plain as day, on the computer. And she said, "Oh, you're right. I don't know what went wrong, man. I mean, I had a fit." But I got a tax commission sending me a bill for some outlandish stuff. I mean, so these are some of the things that go along with doing business. But I wouldn't have any other way. I'm not going to be an employee. Just like I'm not an employee right now. I'm not going to work for anybody. I've been working for myself for years.
Mm-hmm.
Doing business, and
Right.
that's why what's coming
But
now. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. We're talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, because what's coming right now in this economy. All these people that thought that having a business is too hard and acting like that, they're going to be really suffering. You know what I'm saying? They rather go ahead and just get a paycheck and everything like that, and have everybody take out their cut before they even get theirs. With this high inflation, fuel prices going up, heating, electric, water. You don't have nothing left. And it's just the economy's just going to shrink down more and more. They don't seem to know who they're dealing with.
And
But
when
these
the comedy,
people, the economy is
go ahead.
shrinking down more and more. There's going to be
And when what
less
do
and
you?
less funds to go ahead and do anything.
But that's why whenever there's a recession, that's when businesses are started. That's opportunity. There's even where there's a negative, there's a positive.
Oh yeah.
Right now, the best thing for Kanye to do is to do what I did and open up his own manufacturing, create his own manufacturing, get his own workers and own source. Man, here's the problem: distribution. So now you have to go out and partner with people, but it's not going to be on the same scale as Adidas or anything like that because your people don't own anything. So now you're gonna have to go to small boutiques. You have to go online, which you can do. Go online and put your stuff out. Another thing that he has to do, he has to create his own shows. That means he has to book the venues. But here's the problem: if there's anybody is in opposition to what he said, well, you notice these people are turning around millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So it's something about the bag. It's something about the bag that we keep talking about. The bag that these people don't care about the bag.
Oh no, they don't care about the bag because they've been getting the bag forever. They always been getting the bag. They got plenty of money. So you go. What's more important is that you speak out. If you speak out about them, that they shut you down. That's the bag right there. That no one ever will do it again. No one will question. Because if you say it, they're going to shut you down. So that's worth way more than the bag, sir.
We don't know about nation building. We don't understand anything. We have no concept. Everybody in every other country, they create an economy for themselves in their country and abroad. They do import export. Look at the Africans. Everywhere. I guarantee you live in OKC, and if there's a lot of Africans, especially any African, there's up there. If this you see 5 of them. within the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be thousands of them. And the first thing you're going to see is an African market grocery store, and they're going to
already been in one.
Products. Go ahead. And they're going to sell it
I've seen them.
Their people, and their people. Go ahead, man.
I've been inside their store, their grocery store, which they're also in the healthcare industry, taking that over, which are getting all type of things going. They're even not adopting, but being foster parents and everything like that for children. They're making money hand over fist. They're getting into everything they possibly can. And the Negro does nothing.
Hold a second. They are doing what they're supposed to do as a people.
Yes.
The only problem with the immigrants and foreigners coming in here, they have one problem. Black Americans, we are in their way. The land, the houses, everything that we have in their minds. When if I'm doing a roofing job or a painting job or something, and the Mexicans pass by, see me up there, in their minds, they're thinking, why do you have that job and not me? We're supposed to have this job, not you. And how do you know how to do that, nigga?
Oh my goodness.
This is the attitude and the mentality that people have that I've experienced.
Yeah.
Now maybe some people in corporate America, well, I never experienced that. Well, because you in corporate America.
I don't believe in corporate America. They're experiencing all kinds of things.
They're coming up the ladder they're coming up the ladder in corporate America through fast food restaurants. Mm-hmm. How they doing it? They come in, some of them can't speak Spanish. They work as cooks. 6 months to 8 months later, the same person that was a cook is now a supervisor. And then the next thing you know, they're assistant manager. Their English is better. Now they're the manager of the stores. I remember when you were a cook. Now they go from managers of stores to being regional managers. Mm-hmm. And then regional managers have been into district managers. Now you see them in corporate America, major Fortune 500 companies, Gonzalez, Hernandez, Ortiz.
You know, I hear what you're saying. You know what the amazing thing is? When I go out to places and everything like that, I don't really see our people working. I don't even see them there. Very rare. It's very rare. I don't know where the hell they are. It's always somebody else most of the time. You know?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, they're just sitting home and everything like that, collecting a check or something.
Hey, taking this thing serious. Go ahead. They are not taking this game serious. But Black Americans collectively, not all, do not understand. Go ahead.
But that's why we both agree. They're not. It's done. They're done, sir. It's over. There's no coming back from this. What's coming right now is going to wipe them out completely.
Them, us.
What did you say?
And it affects all of us. See, it's like America doesn't just affect them. It's us have the mentality success. I'm this. It'll come up and ask a lot of these Black entertainers and celebrities. When they want to take you down, they can take you down. And they know they can take you down because you're not organized. You don't manufacture, you don't produce anything.
Let me tell you something.
Nothing.
Kanye became a billionaire because the people that the powers that be let him do that. And now they have taken it away. They say, you know what, you don't know how to act, you don't know your place, we're going to take it away now. They let him be a billionaire. So now that those contracts are done,
right?
That his wealth has gone down substantially. So I heard he made an apology. So maybe he might come back.
And they all go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe will they accept it? I doubt it. But
the apology that he made.
Say it again. The apology he gave.
The apology that I heard him make. The apology that I heard him make, had really had nothing to do with the it wasn't like, hey, I apologize for what I said, y'all forgive me. That wasn't an apology that I heard.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, if you don't manufacture and you don't produce anything, for example, and you go to like Colombia, the people you see walking down the streets in Colombia, 85 to 98%. You know, I always stick with the 85, 10, 5 rule, or the 98, 2, or 99, 1. 98% of the people in Colombia buy the clothes that's manufactured in Colombia.
Mm-hmm. You see, I turn off my camera.
The imported clothes is costly. You see it.
Why don't you turn off your camera so we can get better audio?
Okay, let's say stop video.
Yeah, stop your video so we can get better audio.
Stop video.
Yeah, because what it's taking up too much bandwidth. All right, continue.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
Okay, bet. All right, so like, and like I was saying, down in here in Colombia, yeah, majority of the people here wear was manufactured here.
Really?
They don't. Yes. There's factories all over Peru, Mexico. America used to be the country that wore that what we wore and used was made in the U.S.
Exactly.
Now it's not like that. That's the problem with the U.S.
Yeah, which because the companies had to go out and get cheaper labor. That's what they wanted to get more money, which had to pay an American employee is too much, even though they haven't raised the income of the American since the 70s. It hasn't increased. And especially with inflation and anything like that, but there's no, I mean, we're losing money.
Well, it all just goes back to, if we don't manufacture and produce, which we are not doing, we're pretty much done.
Exactly.
We're done. We're done because I used to tell people, hey, if you don't manufacture, you don't produce your own stuff, the minute they want to cut you loose, you out of there. You have no control. And they did it. I was telling one young lady, when her had some words about she was saying, well, this is my factory, and I was like, I sent her a message. I was like, stop saying it's your factory. Because every time you online, you showing you in this factory with some Chinese. Chinese not partnering with you to go into a factory. You're doing sourcing. So just say you're doing sourcing. And she went off. You're a hater. You're this, you're that. I'm saying no. I said because when and if you guys fall out, what happens to the factory that you tell everybody that you have? You just hating. They fell out. To this day, you go to a site and there's no more manufacturing. Just makeup tutorials. And then it went from makeup tutorials, if I'm pronouncing it right, to cooking. Well, what happened to the factory? Through the fire, through the war, I'm still here. You know why? Because it's mine.
There you go. Ownership is key. You know,
it's mine.
You know the thing that a big key to survival in this upcoming economy and what we're experiencing right now is ownership. If you own your dwelling, if you own your car, if you own all your resources, like the wealthy own a whole bunch of things. But if you just have a simple life of just ownership of your vehicle, and your house and everything like that, that's an expense that's gone. You know, which you don't have to worry about paying rent and everything and shelling out money outside of your circle. You know, so so that is a key. That is a key situation right there. These people, which are how they just go about getting their furniture from Rent-A-Center for their apartment, which and they're renting, leasing a car, or paying get a high end vehicle and paying $7,000-8,000 a month for that, and then plus insurance and everything like that. You know, they're all their wealth is going out the door. You know, they're not being their own bank.
Well, what I did was I didn't go out and buy any vehicles because I knew. And let me tell you what I really realized years ago. When you hear Black Americans talking about they give us money for houses, they give us money for cars, but they won't give us money for businesses.
Yes.
My mentality is, well, why don't go get that car? Because I've seen businesses go under because of car notes. That money that they were spending on those car notes, two car notes. When I started the business was good. You can almost tell. I was in the restaurant business, so I can tell when the owners will start rationing out food. Like, dang, this is half a cup. And after they got the cars, you just seen the quality of the business go down. Instead of buying cars for $700-800 a month for a year, what is that? $8,400 times 5 years. The same amount of money that you're saying that the banks won't loan you, you just spent it in car notes. You can take half of that and start a business. And that's what I realized. So I realized that I have to drive a Chrysler van. No, yo necesito parar el cuello. I need to drive a Chrysler van until I finish buying all the equipment and the machinery that I need. I realized that I can't go out and buy a car or man, I can't do it because there's other equipment that I need. Because this business is expensive. Once I got into it, I realized now it makes sense why we're not in this business.
Because there's no perks and pretty toys involved.
Right. So the money that we spend on car notes is money that we could use in business. So in our businesses.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna have to sacrifice. And I say this is not a cheap business.
No.
One wrong order can bankrupt you.
Exactly.
You do one order. It's like one thing wrong. Like the logo is spelled wrong. Well, that's not on you. That's on me. And I just made you 200 pieces, and the logo was not right. That's not on you. I have to remake all those 100 pieces, pay for the material, repay for the tags, and pay for the embroidery. I can't pass that on to you. I cannot pass that on to you. Oh, hey man, they did this order wrong. Blah blah. No. I have to eat that, bro. And you know, I've had to eat that several times in this business. I had to eat it. Yes, sir. I had to do an order. I was doing I had to do 42 pieces over, and it was all sublimation. That means I had to pay for the material, pay for the sublimation all over again because of one little mistake. Now I'm like saying, man, I see why we not in this. It takes a bro. You got to have some tough skin to be in a manufacturer, and you also have to have financial backing that I don't have.
Yeah.
So I have to go. I have to sacrifice. I got to eat. I have to eat beans out of a can sometimes. Got to make payroll. Sometimes, man, I got to make payroll before I even pay rent. Yeah, it's prioritized. Oh, bro, let me tell you, I got stories on this manufacturing. But you know what? I have no regrets. I have no regrets whatsoever. And you know what? Let me tell you. Let me tell you, family. Man, I would. Don't expect when you start a business. Don't expect to have the support of your family. Don't expect that. I was helping. I told you about the time that I was helping my cousin was going through his cancer treatments. I'm helping him with his business. And it's like every week he getting hoodies from his homeboys.
Really?
Oh my God. Basic hoodies. Oh, I'm coming over to his house after working, packages outside in hoodies. Now he ain't ordering them from me. He ordered them from his friend.
Uh-huh. Did you confront him? You confronted him about the situation and found out why he was doing that?
Several times. And let me tell you something. There's not 1 minute that we don't have this conversation, or I don't have a conversation with anybody that I don't call out the stuff that we do as black men to each other, like the brothers with the restaurants. I'm down here in Colombia. Let me say this. There's a brother down here with a restaurant. Now, I did search for him one time, but the search that I did, they didn't have the correct sizes down here. So I made him the shirts that he wanted. He wanted like 40 to 50 something shirts. Uh-huh. 2XL, 3XL, because Colombia don't have that size. So I'm saying to myself, after I did the order, I said to myself, I know what this is about. I said, he don't have the sizes. So he used me to get him the sizes. Mm-hmm. And now that he has the sizes, he don't need me no more. I haven't done another order for him. But when I go down to his restaurant, all his workers have on the shirts, have on the work shirts for the young ladies. He don't come to me for that. Mm-hmm. He just needed me to get those sizes, is what I think.
Yeah.
But because there's no group of people on earth. There's no group of people on earth that think like that. They're not gonna do business. The people down here are not gonna do business with him. They're gonna do business with their own.
Yeah.
He came to me and said, "Hey man, my workers need some outfits, man. Can you do some stuff?" No. Ain't said not one. Can I curse on your show?
Why not? I do.
He ain't said not one goddamn motherfucking thing. And he gonna take his business to the locals. They not taking their business to us. They're doing this immigration thing. Mm-hmm. The Colombians, all the people that's coming over to the U.S. as immigrants, they're not coming to our neighborhoods and doing business with us. They organizing and work amongst themselves. But yet, all these brothers I know that's in business, they have no code of conduct. And when shit get hard for them, you know who some of them call for advice and loans? Mm. Hey man, can you, huh? And you know what I say to some of them?
What?
All that inventory you have on your wall, why don't you fucking ask them, nigga?
Nigga?
Did you feel that passion?
I felt it, brother.
Mm. Go ask the foreigners that you go spend your money with, that inventory on your wall, go ask them for a loan. Mm-hmm. And that right there is a 10, 15 second TikTok.
Well, let me tell you this. When you come back, we got to make some arrangements that I can get you some samples, and we go over the designs that I want and everything for my clothing and everything. And which you can go, because I just thought it was, I said, man, I'm going to the damn, I got to go over to like the big department stores to get my size and everything like that, you know. And I'm like, man, I could just be having you take care of my stuff for me, get me some custom clothes.
Man, exactly. If I have your samples, I can remake your stuff.
Exactly.
You say, hey man, this is, but I know I got a guy down here that he, hey man, I can do this. I can do you some shirts, bro. It's gonna be $10 a shirt. But the minimum I can do you is $12.24. Nigga tell me he don't need that money.
Hey, you know my whole thing, what I was doing for my son. I told you that I went ahead and got all this equipment, the gaming computer and all this 4K camera and the microphone, all that, so he could do his gaming channel. So next he gonna tell me he just want to play a video game and everything like that and record it and everything like that and put it on his channel. Which that channel is Master of Stages on YouTube. Oh, y'all go check it out, because I'm gonna get him sooner or later to do what he's supposed to do. But I said, yo, I keep on nagging him. I think he thinks I'm nagging him and everything. I'm like, yo, go ahead and put your video up with your camera and your microphone and everything and talk on and interact. Get your friends to come on there. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. But then the mother was like, hey, he don't want to do it. Then why don't you? Why don't you just do it then? You see what we're doing right now, don't you, sir? You don't have to tell me twice. That same night, I was on here with you. We got it popping now.
Yo, let me say this. Let me tell you who's my biggest supporters in this manufacturing.
Who?
Black American women. Black American women are more likely to ask for a sample and look for and get pieces done than the men.
Yeah.
Even if see, a lot of people don't understand the manufacturing side. If a sample is made and a sample like, well, it's kind of like too big. The Black American woman would be like, hey, that's kind of fit, kind of loose. Can you like resize it and do this or do that or make some adjustments? Oh, sure, no problem. The Black American man, oh man, that medium fit like a L. Thank you, dog. See, you nigga, you never even wanted to do business anyway. As well the system, can you make this adjustment? Make the adjustment. Production.
Yeah.
The Black American man, oh man, that's small fit like that's medium fit like a large. Well, you and I both know that the first conversation people have in manufacturing is they sizes run big, they sizes run small. So when you order, you need to go to the next size because everybody have a certain chart.
Yeah.
Even stuff made for the US, people will tell you, hey man, that particular brand fit me like this. And this particular brand, I wear a 5XL, and that particular brand, it's a 4XL. See, they have no problem when they come to other races, ethnic groups. But when it comes to me, it got to be perfect. Of people that don't even understand manufacturing and don't even understand quality. But they're the most critical.
And with
but the
that,
Black American.
Hold on a second. Give me a second here. With that, let's cut to a break and continue again. Let's call it a part 2, because we are going about an hour, I do believe.
Yeah. So, oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. So give me one moment, and we will return with part 2.